While everyone's arguing about inflation, interest rates, and whether the economy is good or bad, a small group of people are quietly building wealth faster than at any point in modern history. How? Not by working longer hours, not by gambling on trends, and definitely not by waiting decades for retirement. They're using something different. They are using AI-driven wealth systems that run day and night, whether they're awake or not. Think about this. In 2026, the real financial divide isn't between the rich and the poor anymore. It's between those who own systems and those who rent out their time for a paycheck. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how the wealthy are getting richer, quietly, methodically, and legally, using AI as real leverage, not just some tech novelty. For years, the traditional financial advice was always the same, right? Save what you can, invest slowly, wait patiently, retire someday. And you know what? That advice worked, but it worked in a world that no longer exists. A world where careers were stable, inflation was manageable, and technology moved at a snail's pace. But in 2026, saving alone is just financial stagnation. Waiting around is a massive opportunity cost. And relying on a single income stream? That's not security, that's pure exposure. The rules of wealth have fundamentally shifted. It's not about accumulation anymore, it's about automation. The winners today aren't the most disciplined savers. They are the best system builders. So where does this journey begin? It starts right here, in the mind. Wealth has always been a psychological game before it becomes a financial one. The truly wealthy don't just think in terms of money. They think in terms of control, leverage, and scalability. Most people are asking, how much can I earn? But the wealthy are asking a different question. What system can I own? This distinction is everything. It explains nearly every financial outcome you see around you. A paycheck is linear. You trade time for money. But a system? A system is exponential. Once you truly grasp this, your entire approach to money changes forever. The wealthy see AI not as a threat to their jobs, but as a powerful extension of their own intelligence. They don't fear automation because they've positioned themselves above it. They build frameworks where AI handles all the repetitive execution, while they, the humans, focus on the big picture direction and strategy. This mindset shift is absolutely critical. If you see AI as a replacement, you'll find yourself competing against an unbeatable opponent. But if you see AI as infrastructure, you will profit from it massively. The psychological advantage of the wealthy in 2026 is their willingness to detach their identity from their labor. They aren't emotionally tied to being busy. They are relentlessly committed to being effective. Now, let's talk about the second chapter, the system itself. Wealth doesn't come from sheer effort. It comes from repeatability. A wealth system is any structure that produces value consistently without requiring your constant manual input. In 2026, the most powerful systems are digital, global, and AI-assisted. Every effective system has three core layers. First, there's creation. Second, distribution. And third, monetization. AI is now compressing all three of these layers at an incredible speed. Think about creation. It used to require huge teams, a lot of time, and deep technical skill. But today, AI can accelerate everything from idea generation and content production to actual product development. It's like having a creative team on standby 24/7. Then there's distribution. This once depended on gatekeepers, publishers, networks, retailers. Now, powerful algorithms reward consistency and clarity. You can reach a global audience from your laptop. And finally, monetization. You no longer need physical storefronts or complex infrastructure. Digital assets can be scaled infinitely with near zero marginal cost. The wealthy are quietly combining these layers into automated machines that operate continuously. They aren't chasing viral moments that fade as quickly as they appear. They are engineering dependable, predictable flows of value. The key here is ownership over participation. Owning the system means you benefit from every single improvement. Each optimization you make compounds. Each new iteration strengthens the entire structure. This is why wealthy individuals focus less on individual wins and more on refining the systems that grow more efficient over time. They understand that the first version doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be operational. From there, you improve, iterate, and scale. This brings us to the third and most practical chapter, AI implementation. This is where theory becomes real, tangible leverage. AI isn't valuable just because it exists. It's valuable because of how it's deployed. We need to treat AI tools as workforce multipliers. For example, tools like ElevenLabs can transform written insights into professional-grade voice content at scale, completely eliminating production bottlenecks that used to take days or weeks. Tools like InVideo can convert raw ideas into polished, attention-grabbing visual assets in just a matter of seconds. But let's be clear, these tools don't create wealth by themselves. They accelerate systems that are already designed to produce value. The wealthy integrate AI precisely where friction exists. Think about all the repetitive tasks, the time-consuming processes, the areas prone to human error and inconsistency. AI steps in and removes those weaknesses. This allows a single individual to operate at the level of a much larger organization. This is how small, agile operations are quietly outperforming their larger, slower competitors. While the rest of the world is busy debating the ethics and trends of AI, the system builders are already reinvesting their profits into better automation, stronger distribution networks, and deeper competitive moats. In 2026, AI wealth systems are not some futuristic experiment. They are established, proven, and running right now. The reason most people never see them is because they operate quietly, predictably, and without all the noise and hype. They just work. And that's the advantage we exist to decode. We're not about hype. We're not about shortcuts. We're about understanding the real architecture behind modern wealth. Let's talk about the fourth chapter, risk management. This is where the gap between old-school advice and modern wealth systems becomes impossible to ignore. Most people think risk means stock market ups and downs or losing money on a bad bet. But in 2026, the biggest risk you face is dependency. Being dependent on one job, one social media platform, or one skill that could be automated tomorrow. At Capital Blueprint HQ, we see risk differently. We define it as fragility. If a single economic shift, one algorithm update, or one new technology can completely wipe out your income, you aren't secure. You are totally exposed. The wealthy manage this by building redundancy and flexibility into everything they do. They don't go all in on one idea. They build a whole portfolio of digital assets, income streams, and skills that support each other. Some of these systems bring in cash. Others build an audience. Others collect data or attention that they can use later. AI is a game changer here because it makes it so much cheaper to experiment. You can test ideas faster, fail for less money, and improve your approach without suffering a massive loss. Risk management stops being a defensive move and becomes an active, forward-looking process. Instead of running from uncertainty, the wealthy design their systems to actually benefit from it. Now for Chapter 5, and this is the part most people get wrong: execution at scale. Let's be real, information is everywhere. Execution is what's rare. In 2026, the winners aren't the people with the best ideas. They're the ones who can consistently put in the work without burning out. This is a core principle at Capital Blueprint HQ because AI completely changes the execution game. When your systems are backed by automation, being consistent no longer depends on your mood, your energy levels, or whether you feel motivated that day. It becomes a built-in feature. The wealthy design their workflows so that humans make the decisions, but machines do the repetitive work. They use AI to keep things running even when their attention is low. Content keeps getting published. Systems keep operating. Assets keep growing. This is why they seem so calm while everyone else is scrambling. They aren't working harder. They're working through systems that don't need constant babysitting. Over time, this creates a massive, almost unfair advantage. Momentum starts to compound. While others take a break, their system keeps pushing forward. But execution at this scale also demands focus. The wealthy say no way more often than they say yes. They know that spreading themselves too thin is the enemy of growth. At Capital Blueprint HQ, we teach something called selective aggression. Pick a system, commit to it, and then relentlessly improve it. Use AI to smooth out the process, not to chase every new shiny object. This is the discipline that turns small operations into dominant forces over time. This brings us to Chapter 6, the long view. It's the 5-year vision that guides every single short-term decision. Most people are thinking about next month. The wealthy are thinking in cycles of years. We emphasize this at Capital Blueprint HQ because real financial freedom is built with patience, guided by a clear strategy. A 5-year vision lets you ignore all the daily noise and focus on getting into the right position for the future. It changes the question from what can I earn today to what will be valuable in 5 years. In 2026, the assets that last the longest are digital, an audience that trusts you, systems that learn and get better on their own, intellectual property you can repurpose over and over again, and AI-powered platforms that become more efficient with time. The wealthy are quietly stacking up these assets while everyone else is chasing quick cash. They get that short-term income is nice, but long-term ownership is what truly matters. When you look through a 5-year lens, setbacks don't feel so devastating. A dip in the market is just data, not a disaster. A new competitor is just proof that you're in a good market, not a threat. Every system you build becomes another block in your foundation, not just a risky bet. This is how wealth stops being an accident and starts becoming inevitable. And that's the perspective we exist to provide. Not just urgency with no direction, but patience with precision. Not noise, but a clear structure. This is how the rich are quietly getting richer in 2026. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The wealthy in 2026 are not smarter, luckier, or working harder than you. They are just operating on a different level of the financial system. While most people are trading their time for money, the wealthy are designing systems that trade intelligence for scale. While others are waiting and hoping for a break, they are building and automating. And while the world is busy debating the future of work, they are already living it. What you've just seen isn't some passing trend. It's a fundamental shift in how wealth is created. These AI-powered wealth systems aren't about shortcuts or hype. They're about ownership, leverage, and long-term thinking. Once you really grasp this, you stop chasing income and you start building infrastructure. You stop reacting to every little change and start positioning yourself ahead of it. Financial freedom stops feeling like a distant dream and starts feeling like something you can engineer. Capital Blueprint HQ was created to help you make that transition. This channel is your guide to understanding wealth as architecture, not as luck. It's for learning how AI, systems thinking, and the right mindset come together to create lasting financial independence. It's for breaking free from outdated advice and building assets that work for you quietly, predictably, and relentlessly in the background. If this way of thinking resonates with you, subscribe to Capital Blueprint HQ. Join a growing community of system builders who are focused on intelligence over effort and structure over noise. We break down the tools, the frameworks, and the mindset that the wealthy use but rarely ever explain. Start using AI tools like ElevenLabs and InVideo not as fun toys, but as powerful leverage. Start building systems instead of just chasing outcomes. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting free permanently. Subscribe to Capital Blueprint HQ, and let's begin designing the systems that will quietly change your financial future. The question is, are you ready to start building? Thanks for watching. If this sparked something for you, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. because we're just getting started on this journey. See you in the next video.